This is the unit conversion lesson. Let's start with the metric conversion chart. Here we have the unit. So when we see a unit, we refer to the measure of either grams, meters, liters, etc. So we could have a centigram, centimeter, centiliter, a megagram, megaliter, megameter. So kilo, look at this one, 10 to the negative third, that's the same as 0.001. Centi is the same as 100. And our unit, 10 to the 0, is 1. So let's just say we want to know what 1 meter is equal to how many centimeters. So we found our unit is 1 meter is equal to 100 centimeters. What if we wanted to go to 1,000 milliliters? So 1,000 millimeters is equal to 0.001 kilometers. Alright, so let's take a second, pause the video, and go over the rest of these conversions that I provide. Now that you have gone over the conversions, let's actually convert between these measurements. Our first example is 15 miles and we want to convert to kilometers. So what I start with is the 15 miles as a fraction. So 15 miles will go on top. Per, well there's no per, so if we had miles per gallon, miles would go on top. The per is this division line and gallons would go on the bottom. Since we're just working with miles, that would go on just the top, all over 1, because any number can be written over 1. So in order to get rid of miles, we need to put it on the opposite side. So it's on top, so you need to put it on the bottom. If we look up here on our conversions, do we have miles to kilometers? We have this one and we have this one. You can use either or and you will still end up with the same answer. So let's just go with the far right one. Oop, I meant far left, sorry. 1 mile is 1.609344 kilometers. So our miles would cancel, and our unit that we would be left with is kilometers. And that is the unit we wanted. So if you take 15 times 1.609344, you're going to get 24.14 as your answer. There are 4 significant digits in our first example, so we want 4 significant digits in our final answer. Moving on to the next example, we have 217.4 centimeters all over 1. We want to get rid of centimeters, so we put that on the bottom. And we are hoping to get inches. So let's see if we have a centimeters to inch conversion. Up here on the top right, we do. 1 centimeter is equal to 0.39370 inches. Centimeters cancel, and your units that you'll be left with is inches, which is what you want right here. So when you multiply those two numbers, you get 85.59 inches. Again, 4 significant digits. Part C, 258 pounds. All over 1. We want to get rid of pounds and we want newtons. So hopefully we have a conversion for that. So we have up here 1 pound is 4.448 newtons. So 1 pound is 4.448 newtons. Pounds cancel. You would be left with newtons. Final answer needs to be 3 significant digits. So your final answer should be 1,150 newtons. Now we have $3.50 per 30 miles. We have to go to cents per kilometer. My recommendation is to work on one conversion at a time. So let's go from dollars to cents. To get rid of dollars, we put that on the bottom. We want cents on top. So do we know how many dollars equals how many cents? Well, you could say $1 is 100 cents. If you wanted, you could do $5 is 500 cents, and so on. So now our dollars cancel. For units right now, we have cents per mile. We want cents per kilometer. We need to get rid of our miles. So miles is now on the bottom, so we need to put it on top to cancel. And we want kilometers. So up here, we already did that conversion. So 1 mile was 1.60934 kilometers. So your miles cancel. Now our remaining unit is kilometers. So we have cents per kilometer. When you multiply the top, we get 350 cents. And when you multiply the bottom, we get 48.28032 kilometers. So that is actually not a nice and easy to read number, because we usually say how many miles we get per gallon or how many cents we get per kilometer. So let's take the 350 and divide it by the 48.28032, and we'd get 7.25 cents per 1 kilometer. Another way to write this is 7.25 cents per kilometer. So you can just kind of ignore the 1. Moving on to angle conversions. We have 1 degree is going to equal 60 minutes. And then 1 degree is equal to 3,600 seconds. $85 is our degree. 18 is our minutes. And 42 is our seconds. For our first example, we are going to convert 28 degrees, 17 minutes, and 37 seconds to decimal degrees. We already have 28 degrees, and what we're trying to find is what comes after that decimal. Let's start with the 37 seconds. We want to convert the seconds to degrees. So degrees will go on top, and seconds will go on the bottom, so the seconds will cancel. There's 3,600 seconds in 1 degree from up above here. When you take 37, divide by 3600, we get 0.0103 degrees. Now let's convert the 17 minutes to degrees. So minutes would go on the bottom, and degree would go on top. There are 60 minutes in 1 degree. So when you take 17 times 1 and divide that by 1 times 60, you get 0.283 repeating degrees. So we're going to add 0.0103 plus the 0.283 plus the 28 degrees to get 28.2936 degrees. Significant digits do not apply here, so we will just round to 4 decimal spots. Moving on to the next example, we're going to do the reverse. So again, we have 105 degrees. Now we need to figure out the minutes and seconds. So take the 0.2821 degrees, put that over 1. We want to get rid of degrees, so we're going to put that at the bottom. And we first want to convert to minutes now. So 1 degree is 60 minutes. The degrees cancel. When you do the multiplication, you get 16.93 minutes. So we have 60 minutes, that's going to go in our minutes. Now we have 0.93 minutes that's left over. We want to know how many seconds 0.93 minutes is. So 1 minute is equal to 60 seconds. This way the minutes cancel because one's on top and one's on the bottom. When you multiply 60 times 0.93, you get 56, and seconds remain, so second is your unit. So 56. This is your answer. The next example, convert 7 times 104 seconds to hours, minutes, and seconds. Well, 7 times 4 is 728 seconds. Let's put that over 1. We want to get rid of seconds, so let's put that on the bottom. And let's start with minutes. 60 seconds is in 1 minute. If you wanted to do 5 minutes on top, then this would have to be 300 seconds. Seconds cancel. So 728 divided by 60 is 12.13 repeating minutes. So we want 0.13, we want to know how many seconds that is. So we're going to go from minutes back to seconds. So 60 seconds in 1 minute. And that is 8 seconds. So 728 seconds is the same as 12 minutes and 8 seconds. The first 2 examples up here can be done on your calculator, so I will show you how to do that. But first, I would like to give you the directions. So the first step is to put calculator into degree mode. Enter the degree. then go to second apps, then enter the minute and the second. To get the second symbol, you're going to go to alpha and then the plus symbol on your calculator. So let's do the first example up above. Convert 28 degrees, 17 minutes, 37 seconds. First step, get your mode of your calculator. Oh, probably should turn it on first. Mode. And we want it into degree. So go down to degree, hit enter. Now it's in degree mode. Next step, enter degree. So we have 28 degrees. We're going to go to second apps. There's your degree symbol. We want 17. We need this minute symbol. So second apps again. Go down to 2, hit enter. And then we want 37 seconds. And now this is actually second alpha right here. And then the plus. And then the seconds show up. Hit enter. And we have 28.2936. And that is what we came up with right here. And then converting to decimal to degree. Again, put calculator into degree mode. Go to second apps. This is your angle button. And choose DMS. And press enter. So that is for decimal to degree. Here's decimal, and we want to go to degree. So let's work on this one on our calculator. So type in the 105.2821, and we already know we're in the degree mode because we just did that earlier. Then go to second apps, and then it'll be option number 4. Hit enter, and then hit enter again. And you can see here 105 degrees, 16 minutes, and 56 seconds. We just rounded up to a whole second. So that is correct. Moving on to some practice for conversion. So if you are feeling comfortable with the conversions, you can stop and try these next examples on your own and then see if you have the right answer. Let's start with A. 205 meters. So let's put 205 meters over 1. And we want to go from meters to centimeters. So meters need to go on the bottom. 1 meter, and if we look back up at our conversion, is 100 centimeters. Meters cancel, and our final answer should be 205 or 20,500 centimeters. We have 3 significant digits here, and we also have 3 significant digits here. Note these 2 zeros do not count as significant digits because there is no bar above them. So they do not count as a significant digit. B. 17.8 kilometers over 1. We want to get rid of kilometers to go to meters. There's 10 to the -3rd kilometers in 1 meter. Kilometers would cancel. So you're going to take 17.8 and divide it by the 10 to the negative third power. And you should get 17,800 meters. Significant digits line up. They both have 3. I'm getting these numbers from the unit conversion for the metric at the very beginning of this lesson. Now we're going to go from 35 decimeters to decameters. So 35 decimeters on top over 1. And we want to get rid of the decimeters. And we want to go to decameters. There are 10 decimeters to 10 to negative 1 decameters. So take 35 times 0.1 divided by 10, and we get 0.35 decameters. D, 650 milligrams to grams. Milligrams we want to get rid of, so put it on the opposite side, so on the bottom. There's 10 to the third milligrams for every 1 gram. D's answer is 0.65 grams. Again, the significant digits are matching up. There's 2 here, and there's 2 here. E, 14 megabytes. 1. Megabytes need to be canceled, so that will go on the bottom. And then we want to go kilobytes. So kilobytes on the top. 10 to the negative third kilobytes and 10 to the negative 6 megabytes. Multiply across and then divide by the bottom. And E's answer should be 14,000 kilobytes. Significant digits of each having 2 match up. F, we have 4 significant digits. Our answer should end with 4 significant digits. So 25,070 kilowatts. Kilowatts need to go on the bottom. There's 10 to the negative 5th kilowatts, and there's 10 to the negative 9th gigawatts. Final answer should be 0.2507. And there is 4 significant digits there, so that matches up. G. Now we're getting into units squared. The setup is the same, 17.5 centimeters squared over 1. We want to get rid of centimeters, so put that in the bottom, and we know millimeters. I did not give you conversions for squared, but I did for the one-dimensional. We know there's 100 centimeters equal to 1,000 millimeters. In order to get these squared, you're just going to square this whole thing. I will show you on the calculator how to put this on. 17.5 times 1,000 squared, all divided by 100 squared. And we get 1750. So 1,750 millimeters squared. The centimeters squared cancel, and that's when you're left with millimeters squared. Very similar for cubic. 5,066 centimeters cubed. We want to go from centimeters to meters. We know there are 100 centimeters for 1 meter. To get cubic, we're going to cube the whole thing. Again, I will show you this on your calculator. So type in 5,066 times 1 We don't have a cube, so we're going to do to the third power, all divided by 100 to the third power. So as a note, when you cube something, everything gets cubed. So this 1 is cubed, this meters is cubed, this 100 is cubed, this centimeter is cubed. So do not forget that when you put in your calculator. The answer to H then is 0.005066 cubic meters. I. We have 1,080 yards squared over 1. This one, you might have to use multiple steps. Up above, we notice we have feet per acre, but we don't have yards. So we can actually convert our yards to feet first. Yards would be on bottom, feet on top. We know that 1 yard is equal to 3 feet. And in order for the dimensions to line up, you need to square this. So this is really 3 squared, which is 9. So now our yards squared is canceled, feet squared. Up above, I give you the conversion of 43,560 square feet is equal to 1 acre. When you cancel that, your unit that you'll be left with is acres. We can put this in our calculator. 1,080 times 3 squared, all divided by 43,560, gives us 0.223 acres. We have 3 significant digits and we need to end with 3 significant digits. So that is why the answer is 0.223. J, 39.6 feet per second. We want to go to miles per hour. Let's go from 1 unit to 1 unit, one at a time. So that means go from feet to miles first, or go from seconds to hours first. Don't try to do it all at once. So I'm going to do feet to miles first. So I know there are 5,280 feet for 1 mile. Feet cancel. Now I'm left with miles per second. Alright, if you don't know how many seconds are in an hour, you can go from seconds to minutes and then minutes to hours. Or if you do, you can go 3,600 seconds is in 1 hour. So seconds cancel. So when you multiply 39.6 times 3,600 and then divide by 5,280 feet, you're going to get 27.0 miles per hour. Keeping up with the significant digits. K, we have 117 gallons per minute. I'm going to go minutes to hours first. So there's 60 minutes in 1 hour. Minutes cancel. Now we have gallons per hour, but we want liters per hour. So gallons we need to get rid of, so put that on the bottom to cancel with the one on top. And 1 gallon is equal to 3.785 liters, and that is found up above in the conversion I gave you. Gallons cancel. So now you can see that we are left with liters per hour, and that's what we want here. When we multiply the 117 times 60 times the 3.785, we get 26,570.7 liters per gallon. All right, notice we have 3 significant digits. We need 3 here. So 1, 2, 3. This is a spot we need to round to. We have 26,000. The 7 is higher than or equal to 5, so we round this 5 up to a 6 and put zeros in for the rest. So 26,600 liters per hour is our answer for K. And last but not least, L. We have $17.17 per Newton. We want dollars per pound. Notice we already have the dollars, so all we need to, at this point, is convert the 17 cents, the newtons to pounds. So newtons, there's 4.448 newtons in 1 pound. Newtons cancel, so we get $76 or $0.76 per pound. When we work with money, just round to the nearest cent.